welcome you back here on Central Illinois Sports. You've reached the Great Rivers Bank pregame show for the Southeastern Suns taking on the Illini West Chargers in Game 2 of the Hancock County Tournament live here in Augusta. Brian Shoemaker bringing you all the action here. All 6 games from the 2023 Hancock County Tournament streaming live here on Central Illinois Sports. We remind you, Great Rivers Bank, if you're in the market for a new home loan, talk to the guys at Great Rivers Bank with locations in Barry, Pittsfield, Liberty, and Hannibal, serving the entire region and beyond. And hey, check out that online loan application at greatriversbank.bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. It's the Southeastern Suns, led by the preferred walk-on for the Southeastern Suns to the University of Missouri, the 6'8" Danny Stevens, taking on Mr. Mudd and the Illini West Chargers. It should be a fun one coming up here at Southeastern. We're going to break it all down for you coming up in 2 minutes here on the pregame show.
Your local dairy farmers remind you there are 13 ways milk can help your body. Just 1 serving of milk each day provides 25% of the body's daily needs for calcium to maintain strong bones and teeth, and 16% of your daily needs of protein to help build and repair muscle tissue. Milk, it does a body good. Get yours next summer at the Adams County Fair Milkshake Stand. Brought to you by your local dairy farmers.
New year, new closet. From basics to outerwear, bottoms, and dresses, we have your next outfit waiting here at 3 Keys Collection, with sizes ranging from small to 3XL. You can shop with us online at 3keyscollection.com, or you can pop in our shop anytime in Nauvoo, Illinois. We opened our shop to support these 3 little keys and have loved every single minute of it. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to follow our journey with new arrivals weekly.
Baxter Winery in Nauvoo, Illinois' oldest winery, invites you to stop by for your next outing with friends or family. Stop by for Carol's delicious homemade pies, or try some spices and snack foods from Nauvoo Nibbles. And of course, enjoy your favorite glass of wine and a cheese plate at the Wine Barrel, proudly featuring Baxter's Old Nauvoo brand wines. Find current hours online at nauvoowinery.com. Maliff Insurance and Financial Services is your trusted independent insurance company when it comes to personal and commercial insurance. We're a full-service, independent insurance and financial firm with years of combined knowledge in auto, home and life insurance, along with farm, commercial property, and general business protection services.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for is to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
A bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
Welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Southeastern Suns, Illini West Chargers getting ready to do battle here in game number 2 of the Hancock County Tournament. This Illini West Chargers team is very, very pesky. This is a team that really kind of tried to shake some things up at the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament, was able to get through Pittsfield, made their way into the Consolation Championship game after suffering an opening round defeat. This is a team that beat Unity by 3 points. They've been hovering around that 500 mark. They've got a few games over 500, still trying to improve their way into the postseason push here for the 2022-23 season. You'll expect to see kids like the junior guard Colby Robinson, Drake Mudd, a 6'1 senior who is a very talented player, along with Nolan Dietrich, junior or senior guard, along with Reese Shoup, Gannon Bergman, and a whole lot more. Wesley Robinson, the freshman forward, and more here on Justin Ellison's Illini West Chargers. Tim Rafferty and Tyler Bruns coming up for him. Well, the Southeastern Suns, a team that everybody seems to know, led by Danny Stevens, the kid that seems to be able to do it all, and does it all usually with a triple team or a double team or a box and one or whatever weird defense that a team wants to try around him on the plate. He scored 52 points in the championship of the Beardstown tournament when the Suns were able to defeat the Winchester West Central Cougars. Came back with a 40-plus point performance against Pittsfield a few nights later. This is a kid that really is able to put up a lot of points in a hurry if they need to. He's also a very unselfish player. You'll see him try to dish out to his teammates quite often. You're going to see guys like Owen Rigg, Mason Fry, several others, Jesse Johnson, some nice shooters for this team who seem to have maybe lost just a hair of confidence here. We saw these guys knock down a lot of shots early during the Beardstown tournament when they went 4-0 and won the championship of that tournament. They've lost 2 out of their last 3 here, including one on their home floor against the very talented Camp Point Central Cougars, and also lost their first game of the season to Camp Point, to the Panthers. That was in the semifinals of the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament as well. But Brett Ufkus is on the helm here. Wonderful coach, talented player in his own right, way back in the day at Brown County High School. It'll be the Sons of Southeastern taking on the Illini West Chargers here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We'll step away for a 2-minute break. When we get back, we'll give you starting lineups and a whole lot more coming up here on Central Illinois Sports.
Maliff Insurance and Financial Services is your trusted independent insurance company when it comes to personal and commercial insurance. We are a full-service, independent insurance and financial firm with years of combined knowledge in auto, home and life insurance, along with farm, commercial property, and general business protection services. Get unbiased and objective advice and service from the same person you got your coverage from. Give us a call in Mendon at 217-936-3333 or in Carthage at 217-357-0022 for Maliff Insurance. Baxter Winery in Nauvoo, Illinois' oldest winery, invites you to stop by for your next outing with friends or family. Stop by for Carol's delicious homemade pies or try some spices and snack foods from Nauvoo Nibbles. And of course, enjoy your favorite glass of wine and a cheese plate at the Wine Barrel, proudly featuring Baxter's Old Nauvoo brand wines. Find current hours online at nauvoowinery.com. Getting ready for that spring home improvement project? Give Handy Andy LLC a call. With 16 years of experience, Andrew Hilgenbrink can tackle it all from remodeling, kitchens and bathroom, flooring, painting, and more. Fence work comes with a 12 to 15-year warranty. Mention this ad and get a 15% discount on one project. Give Andrew a call at 217-572-0414. Handy Andy LLC is fully insured and bonded.
It's Sleep Tight's biggest sale of the year. Get a king for the price of a queen and a queen for the price of a twin. You heard me right. It's king for the price of a queen and a queen for the price of a twin. And as always, free delivery, free setup, and free removal of your old mattress. Better bed, less money? You bet. It's Sleep Tight's king for the price of a queen and queen for the price of a twin. Going on now at Sleep Tight, Quincy, Jacksonville, and Macomb.
Better bed, less money. Sleep Tight.
Sleep Tight.
Welcome you back on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Just about ready to do starting lineup introductions, and we assume a national anthem here. Payson and Rout are tied at 60 with 10 seconds left to go in the first quarterfinal of the Winchester Invitational Tournament. Top-seeded Rout trying to hold on against the Payson Seymour team, which has really come out of nowhere and racked up 12 wins only against 4 losses on the season. Tyler Dushinsky really has that team playing well, led by Brian Deeker and Wyatt Nyson. We are going to get ready for starting lineups here. We'll see if they do a national anthem. If they do, we'll step away for just a second. Then we'll get you ready for game number 2 here of the Hancock County Tournament. It'll be Southeastern taking on Illini West. We'll step away for just a moment for the national anthem. When we come back, game number 2 here on Central Illinois Sports.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Ask Caleb Vandevelli, Pat Vandevelli, or Chris Dorsey with B&P Insurance Agency in Pittsfield, Winchester, or Bluffs if Auto Owners make sense for you.
In times like these, it's great to know people you can trust. Purchasing a vehicle is a big decision, one that shouldn't be made with high-pressure salespeople. You won't feel that pressure at Eiler Auto Center in Rushville. The lot is filled with a huge selection of more of the models you want and ready to drive home. Your buying experience at Eiler Auto Center in Rushville will be both pleasant and affordable. Stop in today and see Dave and Ryan, or check us out online at EilerAutoCenter.com. Eiler Auto Center in Rushville, your trusted hometown auto dealer.
National anthem is done. Crowd stands in attendance as always, as we should for the national anthem. They are going to overtime at the Winchester Invitational Tournament, tied at 60. Payson and Rout coming up here on Central Illinois Sports. Jack, John, and Charlie giving you all the action there. Let's get you the starting five here. First, coming up for the Illini West Chargers, Justin Ellison at the helm on the bench for Illini West. Coming up first for Illini West is going to be number 11. That is Drake Mudd, the talented 6'1" senior we told you about. Number 14, Nolan Dietrich, senior guard as well. Also stepping out for the Illini West offense, number 22. That is the sophomore guard, Trey Niederman, along with number 21, Reese Shoup, the junior guard. And the fifth man out of the bench for Illini West is number 35, Gannon Bergman, the senior. Illini West, head by Justin Ellison. They'll be looking to upset the Southeastern Suns here on their own floor here tonight. Southeastern Suns tournament names you know if you've been watching along on Central Illinois Sports. Owen Rigg, the 6' junior guard, along with the number 11, Jarrett Van Beck, the 5'8" junior forward. Number 13, that is Carter Hitz, the 6' junior guard, along with number 24, the 6'3" junior, Mason Fry. And of course the 6'8" swing forward, the preferred walk-on to Mizzou, number 23, Danny Stevens. So glad you're checking along with us here tonight on Central Illinois Sports. Game 2 of 6 for you tonight. Billy Brooks, Tony Fessler, John Honenberg, the men wearing the stripes here tonight for us. And we need officials here in the state of Illinois, folks. It's getting harder and harder to work these guys. They're working multiple games, multiple days, multiple locations everywhere to keep us playing basketball here in the state of Illinois. Basketball's up and tipped. That goes to the way of Owen Rigg, and here come the Suns on the first possession here of the evening. Rigg with the basketball. Suns in a little box and one. They're going to try and man up Danny Stevens as best they can, and they'll run a box zone for the rest of it. They get it now out to Van Beck over in the far corner. Down to Rigg. Rigg thinks about going up with it. So does Van Beck. They're leaving him alone, daring him to shoot it. Danny Stevens working around the post. They get it now back around. This is Carter Hitz with the basketball. 30 seconds gone by here in the opening quarter. Suns being patient to working around now, gets it to Van Beck. Now this is Stevens down in the far corner. Guarded very tightly by number 22, that is Trey Niederman. So it's a box and one set here for Illini West, trying to keep Stevens at bay. Stevens now goes off his foot, and they say that'll go to the way of Illini West. A little bit of a double team on ball goes off of Stevens' foot. Turnover for Southeastern. And Illini West will get their first possession. 51 seconds. Goes off the clock in the first possession. Shot clock warriors head to the internet. Chargers now with the basketball, whips it back over. This is Mudd with it, trying to work around the top of the key, guarded by Rigg. 3 ball on the way, off the iron. That was dropped by Nolan Dietrich. Rebounded now by Bergman. Bergman goes around with it. Shot up, off the rim, no good. Second chance again coming up for Drake Mudd, and he'll get fouled and go to the line. Mudd goes to the free throw line. First foul of the basketball game will come against the Suns. Foul's going to go against Owen Rigg. That's his first personal, team first, as Mudd's going to go to the free throw line here for Illini West. First one's up and no good for Mudd. We keep reminding you, Jack, John, and Charlie have an exciting one going on over at Winchester. Overtime between Rout Catholic and Payson Seymour in the first quarterfinal of Winchester. Second free throw up and no good for Mudd as Stevens comes down with it. Rigg will take it across the time stripe here. 6:40 to go in the first quarter. Watching it all on Central Illinois Sports as Van Beck gets it now down to Rigg. Fry with it at the top of the key. We've seen him knock down some big three-pointers this season for Southeastern. Back to Rigg. He hit a game winner as well at the John Wood Community College Rumble on the River. Southeastern being very patient here, not trying to force any shots, trying to work around what is a very tall Illini West lineup. Fry with it now down in the corner. There's still a box and one against Danny Stevens. Van Beck with it on the right side, back to Rigg at the top of the key. Dribbling around now, tries to get it and gets stolen away. Here comes Illini West. This is Dietrich. Dietrich with a nice move, up and good for 2. Nolan Dietrich gets the first basket of the ball game. It's 2-0. Illini West. Well, Southeastern's had the time of possession, but Illini West has the scoreboard here. 5:47 left to go in the opening frame. They get it to Rigg now. He thinks about a 3, dribbles around, tosses it back out around. Stevens trying to work down on the post. He's got a size mismatch as Rigg goes up, off the rim and no good. Danny fights for the rebound, can't get a hold of it. It's brought down by Drake Mudd, and here come the Chargers. 5:30 left to go here in the opening frame. Mudd guarded by Stevens back in the court, and then he gets it down to Dietrich. Dietrich tries to drive around. It's a 2-3 zone for Southeastern with Stevens and Rigg up on the top. This is a very pesky defensive Southeastern team. 3 ball goes way off of the mark. Gets rebounded, though, by Bergman. Bergman tries to fight with it, gets through triple team and loses it, and it gets picked up by Fry. Here comes Stevens on the run. 5 minutes left to go in the third, and Stevens gets bumped, and they say that'll be a foul on the floor against Illini West. First foul of the ball game against the Chargers comes at 5:04 left here in the first quarter. That'll go against Nolan Dietrich, his first, team first. Aiden Akers checks into the ball game. He'll sit down Van Beck. Akers, the 6-foot sophomore forward, on the roster for Southeastern into the ball game. They get it now down to Fry. Fry left all the way open on the far block. Nice little find from Rigg. Fry gets the basket, his first 2 of the ball game. And it's 2-2 with 4:54 left to go here in the opening quarter. Chargers now with the basketball over on the right wing. This is Dietrich. Dietrich dribbles around, gets tipped away from Rigg, but he'll pick it back up, and they'll bring it back across the time stripe. Stevens now in the middle of this zone now you've got Fry and Rigg up top. Akers now in the bottom wing, and then that is Hitz over on the far right side. Chargers try to dribble now, nothing there. 3 ball goes far off the way. Picked up and rebounded by Gannon Bergman. Chargers with it now, trying this little weave offense that we kind of similarly saw run out of West Hancock. 3 ball on the way from Reese Shoup, no good. Gets rebounded by Mason Fry, and here come the Suns. Stevens with the basketball, 4:05 left to go. Dribbles in the middle of the lane, nothing there, kicks it back out. This is Hitz. Hitz 3 ball, no good. Rebound comes up, and there's going to be a jump ball on it as Nolan Dietrich and Mason Fry both got their hands on it. Possession arrow goes to Illini West with 3:57 left to go. 2-2 here in the early going. Halfway through the first quarter, not a lot of points, but a lot of passing. Basketball comes across the timeline. Trey Niederman brings it across for Illini West, kicks it back over now to Drake Mudd. He gets it quickly into Dietrich. Dietrich working around the post, nothing there. Shakes off the defender. Ball goes off the glass, nothing there. Fight for the rebound comes to Illini West. Mudd got his hands on it. Then it bounced around to Bergman. Bergman got it up, got fouled, but they say that'll be on the floor. Second foul of the quarter against Southeastern. And that'll go to Mason Fry, his first, team second. And here come the Chargers quickly inbounding. Little give and go to Dietrich. Up and off the bottom of the glass is good. Dietrich gets 2. He's got all 4 of the Chargers' points so far with 3:25 left to go here in the opening frame. So glad you're watching alongside Brian Shoemaker and Gavin Hilgenbrink, giving you game 2 of 6 here tonight at the Hancock County Tournament. Fry with the basketball, top of the key, trying to work it into Danny Stevens along the free throw line. Nothing there. They get it to Rigg. Wide open 3 ball. Big arching shot. Came off the back of the rim and nothing there. Rebounded by Mudd. 3 minutes left to go. Rout has opened up a 67-60 lead over Payson in the overtime frame. Basketball now to Reese Shoup on the right wing. Gets it now down in the short corner to Dietrich. Works it around now. 22 is Trey Niederman, the sophomore guard. He's going up against Rigg as now it's a little bit of a 1-2-2 zone setup. Nice little drive by Niederman. Finds Drake Mudd on the backside. It's a 6-2 lead as Mudd gets his first basket of the game. Give him 2. 2:35 left to go here in the first quarter. Suns trying to get some offense going. 3 ball up and good for Aiden Akers. Might have got bumped on it as well. Akers gets his first basket of the ball game. Fry's got 3. Akers has 3. Fry has 2. That's the scoring breakdown here so far for Augusta Southeastern. Akers now picks up the steal, gives it to Stevens, and it's showtime for Danny Stevens. Stevens throws it down. He gets some basketball going now. That's what you wanted to see out of the big man going to Missouri. His first 2 of the game. It's a 7-6 lead with 1:50 to go here in the opening quarter at Augusta. Bergman now with the basketball. Kicks it back over to the wing, now into the corner. This is Shoup. Shoup guarded by Rigg. Kicks it now. They find Mudd open. Mudd drives to the ball hard. Thought he got fouled. Nothing there. As now Southeastern comes up with a loose rebound. Akers with the basketball. He'll take it across the timeline, and they say he will turn it over on the ball handling violation. Thought he was going to throw it to Stevens. A little miscommunication. Josh Kaltenbach will check in for Southeastern. 6'1 senior forward along with 00. That's Griffin Tippie, the 5'11 sophomore guard. He's a talented young ball player that we've seen multiple times this season here in the Suns jersey. Illini West brings it across the time stripe. This is Niederman now guarded by Tippie. Gets the basketball out to Shoup. He'll take it around the perimeter. They're trying to get it into Bergman inside. He's trying to go up against Stevens. He'll set the pick instead and get the mismatch now against Akers. Kaltenbach guarding Mudd out in the corner. Chargers work it around the perimeter. They try to drive inside. That was Shoup. Nothing there. They work it around to the right side. This is Niederman. Niederman drives in, kicks it out now to Shoup. Shoup drives in, goes into triple coverage, tipped and blocked by Akers. Here comes Southeastern. He throws it up, gets tipped, but he'll take it right back and gives it to Stevens. Stevens powers inside, shot up off the back of the iron, no good. Fight for the loose ball will go to the way of Illini West as Aiden Akers was the last man to get his hands on it. 47 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter. It's 7-6 Southeastern over Illini West. Chargers with the basketball, length of the floor to go. It'll be Suns ball, barring a tie-up or a change in possession here to start the second quarter as Niederman's got it now. He'll work against Akers, stops, picks it up about 20 feet away of the basket, gets it to Shoup on the high post. Basketball and a 3-ball on the way from Dietrich. Doesn't find anything now. Fight for the loose ball comes out, gets picked up by Bergman. Fighting in the post against Kaltenbach. Goes up, nothing there. Kaltenbach tips it away, picked up by Rigg. 18 seconds to go here in the opening frame. Gets it to Danny Stevens. Stevens now spins around, tries to get it into Tippie. It went off of Shoup, and then Tippie tried to save it in, and it'll go out of bounds off of Southeastern. 12 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. 69-65, route up over Payson now. Just a minute to go in the overtime period. Dietrich will bring the ball across. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Chargers need to get a shot off. They're going to get it up. It's going to go by the way of Niederman. Off the rim and no good. And that's the way our first quarter ends. It's Southeastern 7, Illini West 6. We'll bring you back second quarter action coming up here in 1 minute on Central Illinois Sports.
Maliff Insurance and Financial Services is your trusted independent insurance company when it comes to personal and commercial insurance. We are a full-service, independent insurance and financial firm with years of combined knowledge in auto, home and life insurance, along with farm, commercial property, and general business protection services. Get unbiased and objective advice and service from the same person you got your coverage from. Give us a call in Mendon at 217-936-3333 or in Carthage at 217-357-0022 for Maliff Insurance. KL Real Estate is your first stop when you're looking to buy, sell, or rent your next home in Hancock County and the surrounding area. Kim Logan and her team have the experience and knowledge to empower consumers to make smart decisions about their next home purchase. Learn more online at navurealestate.com or call 319-325-3852 for KL Real Estate in Nauvoo.
It'll be Suns basketball to start the second quarter here. You're watching live on Central Illinois Sports from the Hancock County Tournament. Southeastern taking on Illini West. Game number 2 of 6 here. We'll be back on Wednesday and Friday with 2 games each for you to wrap up tournament play and crown champions on Friday night. 3-ball up and good from hits. No good from hits. He was wide open to take it, though. Basketball is going to go off the hands of Southeastern as Mudd got a little tripped up and lost his handle on it. It'll be Southeastern basketball under their own hoop. Checking in for Illini West, number 24, that's the freshman guard Wesley Robertson checking in now. He'll give Mudd a seat with 7:46 left to go here in the second frame. Hits with the basketball. We did not see him earlier this season. I think he got some playing time in over at Macomb Western Holiday Tournament, but we did not see him during our early broadcasts of the Suns over at Beardstown and at Pittsfield. Suns work the basketball around. This is Hitz now in the corner. Gives it up to Stevens about 25 feet away. Back out to Hitz. Rigg waiting in the wings over in the right corner. Mason Fry up at the top of the key. They work it now down into Stevens. Stevens gets it in the block, and it's up and good for 2 for Danny Stevens. Give Stevens 4 points on the night. You get Danny Stevens in within about 5-6 feet of that basket. It doesn't matter how many guys you've got double teaming him. He's hard to stop. 7 minutes left to go. It's a 9-6 lead for Southeastern, their biggest of the ball game so far in the early going. Shoop with the basketball, kicks it back over to Niederman. He'll try another three from the left wing, goes off the right side of the rim. Nothing there. Nice hustle play from Nolan Dietrich to keep it in play. 6:45 left to go for Southeastern. They'll get a second chance at it. Rigg extends now out against Niederman. He'll get the ball out. This is number 24, Wesley Robertson with it, as the Chargers work a little weave offense. Niederman with it. Back up far, 3 ball from Nolan Dietrich from the volleyball line. Count it for 4 if you could. Dietrich with 3. Give him 7 points on the night. And it's a 9-9 tie here with 6:19 left to go in the second quarter. Hits with it now on the right wing as Rigg switched by. He goes through, gets it now down into Stevens. Stevens, easy run in the post. Gets up and nothing there, and they say that he'll get fouled and go to the free throw line. Second foul of the half goes on to Illini West. And that goes against number 22, Trey Niederman. His first, team second. Stevens will go to the line here trying to break this tie and give the Suns a lead once again. First one's up and good. 5 points on the night for Danny Stevens. It's a 10-9 lead here for Southeastern. Simple little offense that Southeastern's running there. Basically, they just get it across the time stripe. As Stevens gets the second, he's got 11. Give him 6 points on the night. They just quick pass into Rigg in the corner, and then Stevens just kind of slashes through the lane and gets open right there on the post. It's really not that tough at the moment. 3 ball coming on the way for Illini West. That looks pretty easy too. That's another 3 for Nolan Dietrich. Dietrich now has 10 points already here in the first half. It's a 12-11 lead for Illini West. 5:45 left to go here in the second quarter. Colton Bach waiting in the wings to check in for Southeastern as Jesse Johnson has it now over on the right wing. He cross-court passes it over to Hitz. Hitz thinks about it. He'll fire up a 3. Hitz off the back of the iron, no good. Mudd comes down with the rebound for Illini West, and he'll get fouled as it looks like Jesse Johnson might be the culprit, and he is. Third foul of the half for Southeastern. First of the game for Jesse Johnson. Colton Bach will check in. He'll sit down Hitz. We like Jesse Johnson. He's feisty defensively. Gave Zach Evans some fits over at Beardstown. We like a short guy that can play hard-nosed defense like that. 5:14 left to go here in the second quarter. Chargers with the basketball. They get the ball inside now to Bergman. Bergman, nice spin move against Fry. He goes up, and Fry will get the contact and the foul, and Bergman will go to the line for 2. It's going to be the second foul, I believe, against Mason Fry. Second against Fry, 4th of the ball game against Southeastern as Gannon Bergman's going to go to the free throw line, looking for his first 2 points of the ball game. First one's up, off the rim and no good. Bergman will line up for the second. It's been a nice little shooting display here for Illini West so far, led by a couple of 3s from Dietrich. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Stevens, and here comes the Suns. Stevens tries to go behind his back. It goes off the foot of Shoop. Stevens able to pick it back up and gets it to Owen Rigg. He'll cross the timeline and get it to Jesse Johnson over on the left side. They get it into Fry. Here comes Stevens slashing again, trying to get it in. Chargers able to double team at that time. Now to Colton Bach. He'll fire up a 3. Josh Colton Bach, nothing but the bottom of the net. And the Southeastern faithful like what they see out of Josh Colton Bach. Give him 3 points on the night. It's a 14-12 lead for Southeastern with 4:36 left to go in the second quarter. Illini West back on the attack. They get it back over to Shoop now. Shoop's quick and moves fast. Tries to drive in, and he'll draw the body contact. It'll be a foul on the floor and out of bounds, and that's going to be number 22, Jesse Johnson, his second personal already. Team number 5 against Southeastern. Ball will be out of bounds for the Chargers. Basketball comes into Shoop. Takes it across, guarded by Johnson, who's already got 2, and that might be number 3. Tough break for Jesse Johnson, trying to play some defense there, and he'll get picked up for his 3rd foul. That's going to be team number 6. And now Brett Ufkus is going to have to decide whether to leave the young man in the ball game or let him sit for a little bit. He's going to let Jesse Johnson come in as Tippy's going to check in here in just a moment. Chargers basketball, 4:20 left to go here in the second quarter. Watching it all live on Central Illinois Sports as Mudd makes a nice move. Nothing there. Bergman's rebound, tip in, no good, and here comes Stevens. Stevens now driving through the lane, splits through two defenders, puts it up and down. Danny Stevens gets two more, and it's 16-12. Gives Stevens 8 points on the evening out of the Suns' 16. If you've been watching any Southeastern games at all, that's not too uncommon. Danny will get about 50% of this team's points in any given ball game night. Mudd picks it back at the volleyball line, guarded by Owen Rigg. He's got to get rid of it. He finds Wesley Robertson. Robertson with a couple of dribbles, drives to the volleyball line, nothing there, gets it to Bergman. Bergman powers through, nothing, he gets it to Shoop. Shoop on the running jumper. Nice little play by Reese Shoop. Knock it down for Shoop. That's his first 2 points of the basketball game. It's a 16-14 game here, 3:30 left to go in the first half. Kaltenbach gets it again. He's already got one, make it maybe two, but no, off the rim. It looked really pretty from back here on this end of the stage. Mason Fry looks like he might get the foul there. Nope, they say that's going to go against Illini West. Third foul of the half for the Chargers. Tippy's going to check in along with number 11, Jarrett Van Beck checking back in. The foul went against Mudd. That's his first, team third. Suns ball out of bounds. Rigg will be the inbound man with 3:23 to go. Trying to get the basketball up. They'll get it back to Stevens now at the volleyball line. He's guarded out by Shoop. Van Beck with it in the corner. Gets it in. Nice pass to Stevens from Van Beck. Chalk up the dimes for Van Beck. Give him the change in the piggy bank. And a nice dish to Danny Stevens. And Stevens looks back and says, hey, thanks. Stevens will pick up the basket. That's going to be his 10th point of the night. Fourth foul here against Illini West. Stevens will pick up the free throw. Make it 11 points for Danny Stevens. It's a 19-14 lead on a really nice give and go between Stevens and Josh Kaltenbach. Chargers now pushing here on the offensive attack. Robertson gives it now back out, way out there to Dietrich. He's already got a pair of threes here in the first half. Dishes it now down in the corner to Shoop. He'll fire up the three ball off the back of the iron. No good. Fight for the rebound. Stevens trying to get his hands on it with Wesley Robertson, and a hustle play from Kaltenbach goes out of bounds. The fans right in front of the Southeastern bench really liking it as Kaltenbach was able to throw his body on the floor and knock it out of bounds. It'll be Illini West basketball. Wiping up a little bit of perspiration is Brett Ufkus. He can do it all. He'll coach, clean up the floor, doesn't care. He probably made that meatloaf that was in the hospitality room earlier. Niederman checks back into the ball game for Illini West. It's the Chargers ball out in front of the Southeastern bench. Ball comes in, tried to get it to Bergman. It's stolen by Van Beck. Here come the Suns. Stevens with it. Stevens stops, pops, drops it over to Rigg. Rigg on the baseline fake. Drops it now back out. Nice ball movement. It's going to be Kaltenbach for three off the back of the iron. No good. Rebounded by Niederman. Nice ball movement by the Suns. Couldn't finish on the shot, though. It's 2:31 left to go and a 5-point lead for Southeastern. Akers will check back in on the next dead ball for Southeastern. And here comes Mudd. Mudd gets it out after a short break on the bench. Whips it around this weave offense for Illini West. Shoop with it. Got bumped by Kaltenbach. No call. Niederman, guys, that was Shoop with the contact. He took a little bit of a bump. Shot for Niederman is good, though. His first two of the night. And it's a 19-16 ball game with 2:05 left to go. Wesley Robertson will check back in for Illini West on the next whistle. Tippy with it now. They're trying to find Stevens open as he goes through the corner. It's still a box and one junk defense here for Illini West. Rigg with it now. Gives it over to Tippy. Tippy will take a three from the left wing. It's in and out of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Dietrich. 1:45 to go in the first half. We'll break it all down for you on the Little Jess halftime show. Rigg way out now on Dietrich. Gets it now down in the corner to Mudd. Bergman wants it in the post. He's up against Tippy. That's a little bit of a size mismatch. Bergman gets up on the floor, and they say that'll be a foul, and it's going to be 1-1. It's on the floor, but it's the 7th of the half against the Suns. Bergman will go to the line. Akers is going to check back in along with Fry and Hitz for Southeastern. Robertson checks back in. He'll sit down Mudd for Illini West as Gannon Bergman goes to the free throw line. No points yet on the night for Bergman, looking for his first two. (19-16). We remind you the second quarterfinal coming up from the Winchester Invitational Tournament as Bergman gets the first, make it 19-17, his first point of the night. Coming up, that's going to be the Camp Point Central Panthers taking on the Brown County Hornets, the 4 versus the 5 matchup in the 16-team field at Winchester. Charlie, John, and Jack will have it for you coming up here in just a little bit. Second free throw up and good. Bergman knocks them down both. It's 19-18 now with 1:30 to go here in the first half. Stevens drives running down. He's going to get picked up on the foul from Niederman, and that'll be the second foul of the half against Trey Niederman. If we've got it right here, there we go. Second foul against Niederman. They haven't put the last couple of fouls up here on the scoreboard, so we like to always keep track. Try to be as accurate as we can, and sometimes we are and sometimes we aren't. 1:20 left to go here as Suns will take the ball across the time stripe. Owen Riggs going to walk it across, box and one for Illini West. They get it over to Fry on the wing. Stevens slashing across the baseline. Whips it back now to Akers in the corner, trying to find Stevens again at the block. Doesn't happen. Fry will fire one up from the left wing, in and out of the rim, and no good. Rebound comes by the way of Bergman for Illini West, and here comes Niederman taking it across. Sophomore guard, nice looking ball handler. Gives it now to Shoup, takes the pick from Bergman, picks it up though as he found Stevens at the top of the key. 55 seconds left to go, and Mason Fry's going to steal that one away. They get it to Stevens, and here comes Danny Stevens on the run. Foul's going to go to Illini West though, as Shoup was right in the way, and they say that'll be a foul on Reese Shoup, his first personal, team number 6. Ethan Carlisle will check in for Illini West. Number 5, freshman guard checking in for Illini West, and they say Stevens, it should only be the 6th foul. They're lining up like it's a 1-and-1, and they'll check here with the officials conference. And now they say it'll be out of bounds for the Suns. 50.5 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Suns basketball out in front of their home crowd at center court. Rigg the inbound man. Stevens closest to him along with Fry and Hitz. And Akers here with less than a minute to go. Rigg with the basketball. Brett Ufkus giving some direction over from the Southeastern bench. Stevens goes along the baseline now as they get it to Hitz on the left wing. Fry on the inside block setting the pick, and they get it over to Akers now. Here comes Stevens again, nothing there. Akers drives baseline, goes up and no good. And now Illini West wants a 30-second timeout. 19-18 Suns, we're back in 30 on Central Illinois Sport.
Baxter Winery in Nauvoo, Illinois' oldest winery, invites you to stop by for your next outing with friends or family. Stop by for Carol's delicious homemade pies, or try some spices and snack foods from Nauvoo Nibbles. And of course, enjoy your favorite glass of wine and a cheese plate at the Wine Barrel, proudly featuring Baxter's Old Nauvoo brand wines. Find current hours online at nauvoowinery.com.
It'll be Illini West basketball coming out of the timeout. They've got the basketball. They'll have the basketball to begin the third quarter, barring a tie-up or a change in possession. They trail by 1, 19-18 here in the first half, as they're trying to best the Southeastern Suns in the opening game of the Hancock County Tournament. Carlisle will take the basketball up for Illini West. Gets it over to Shoup on the left wing. This is Bergman now in the short corner, guarded by Stevens. He tries to spin around Danny Stevens, can't get anything there, and kicks it back up. Carlisle now over to Wesley Robinson. This is a young lineup for the Chargers right now. Robertson with it, guarded closely by Hitz. 8 seconds left. Chargers need to get a move here. This is Shoup now. Shoup with 4 seconds. Gets it inside. Now it gets stolen away. Akers is going to fire one up off the glass and no good, and we've reached the Little Jess halftime show. The Southeastern Suns 19, Illini West 18. We'll come back with some halftime scoring and more coming up next here on Central Illinois Sports.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Need to clean up that grease trap or septic tank? Voss Pumping is the crew for you. Rusty Voss has experience pumping grease traps and septic tanks since 2001. Licensed in Illinois, call Rusty at 217-936-2520 or 217-242-7599. Voss Pumping wishes all of the teams good luck in this week's Hancock County Tournament.
New year, new closet. From basics to outerwear, bottoms, and dresses, we have your next outfit waiting here at 3 Keys Collection, with sizes ranging from small to 3XL. You can shop with us online at 3keyscollection.com, or you can pop in our shop anytime in Nauvoo, Illinois. We opened our shop to support these 3 little keys and have loved every single minute of it. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to follow our journey with new arrivals weekly.
The Daily Grind in Minden is your newest spot for delicious drinks 7 days a week. Coffee, lattes, lotus drinks, and smoothies are all available. Tempt your taste buds with our new Magic Wand Lotus drink. Look for the flags on the west side of Minden. Open 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 6 to 5 on Sundays. Find us on Facebook for a full menu and more. That's the Daily Grind, located in Minden.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Welcome you back live here on the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Halftime Show. Little Jess in Quincy, Illinois is the place to go for your next vehicle purchase. Their staff is committed to making the car buying process simple and making sure each customer's needs are satisfied. Learn more online at littlejessmotor.com or stop by and see them at 3431 Main Street in Quincy. We know some of you are bouncing back and forth between the Winchester Invitational Tournament and here at the Hancock County Tournament because we see the viewership numbers going up and down so often. We remind you, put one on your tablet, put one on your TV, or put one on your phone wherever you want to, and you can keep track of both games at the same time. They've had an exciting one over in Winchester tonight as top-seeded Jacksonville Route and the top-ranked team for Class 1A in the state of Illinois was able to hold off a fiery performance from Payson Seymour. And they win in overtime 71-65, I believe was the final score there. It's a little bit less scoring up here tonight at Augusta. It's 19-18 as the Suns lead the Chargers. Let's tell you about some halftime scoring here first for Illini West. It's 19-19 now. They've got the score updated. I guess we must have had something wrong, as now they've just updated the score. It was 19-18. They now have 19-19 on the scoreboard. We'll try and figure out what has gone on there, and we'll get back to you here in just a second. But as we have it right now, Drake Mudd has 2 points. Nolan Dietrich has 10 points. That's including a couple of three-pointers. Reese Shoup has 2 points, and Gannon Bergman has 2 on a pair of free throws for Illini West. If you do the math real quick, that is 2 points, plus 10 is 12, plus 2, plus 2. Doesn't equal 19, but we'll try and figure out what has happened there during the halftime break. Southeastern Suns, Jesse Johnson has 2 points. Danny Stevens has 11, including an exciting dunk that you saw early in the ball game. Mason Fry's got 2 points. Aiden Akers has 5. And Josh Kaltenbach knocked in 3 on an exciting three-point play to wrap up a possession for Southeastern. It's 19-18, but maybe it's 19-19. We're not quite sure. We'll find out. We're going to go to break on the Little Jess Halftime Show. We'll be back with more coming up here in just a couple of minutes.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for us to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
A bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
Getting ready for that spring home improvement project? Give Handy Andy LLC a call. With 16 years of experience, Andrew Hilgenbrink can tackle it all from remodeling, kitchens and bathroom, flooring, painting, and more. Fence work comes with a 12 to 15-year warranty. Mention this ad and get a 15% discount on one project. Give Andrew a call at 217-572-0414. Handy Andy LLC is fully insured and bonded. Your local dairy farmers remind you there are 13 ways milk can help your body. Just one serving of milk each day provides 25% of the body's daily needs for calcium to maintain strong bones and teeth, and 16% of your daily needs of protein to help build and repair muscle tissue. Milk, it does a body good. Get yours next summer at the Adams County Fair Milkshake Stand. Brought to you by your local dairy farmers.
Hey guys, it's James and Todd coming at you from Jersey's here. Hey, and it is a beautiful day outside.
Catch all the action at Jersey's in Camp Point. Fresh, made-to-order sandwiches, wraps, horseshoes. Check out our brisket bacon burger, our Nashville hot chicken. Fried chicken every Thursday night. Enjoy an afternoon on the patio or catch a game on one of our 7 TVs. Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Todd, you got some beers for us?
Hey, you know what? It's time for that segment.
We love beer!
Ice cold draft beer, unmatched craft selection, and signature drinks. Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, your hometown sports bar.
Well, it was 19-18 when we got to the halftime break. It's apparently 19-19 now here on the scoreboard. We're going to try and figure out what happened there. But you're watching the Little Jess halftime show here live on Central Illinois Sports from the Hancock County Tournament, Game 2 of 6. We'll be back on Wednesday night as Unity will take on Southeastern in the nightcap at 7:30. West Hancock will face Illini West in the opener at 6 o'clock. And then coming up on Friday night, Unity will take on the Illini West Chargers Friday at 6 o'clock. West Hancock and Southeastern will be the nightcap and the finale of this tournament at 7:30. It's a round-robin format with the 4 teams. This tournament used to be a little bit larger as some of these schools used to be independent, and Keokuk, Iowa used to come across the river and play as well. But it's a nice 4 teams here in the tournament. Southeastern, of course, the highly touted team, won their first 14 games in a row. West Hancock has really came out of nowhere to surprise some people this season. Illini West, as you can see, is pesky as ever. And the Unity Mustangs, coming into the tournament, had won 5 of their last 7 before losing in the opener here tonight. We're breaking it all down for you on the Little Jess halftime show. Keys to the game coming up here in the second half. If you are the Southeastern Suns, it's all about ball movement. This team really works well when they're able to move the ball quickly, find Danny Stevens moving across the lane into the short corner, or shift the zone enough that you're going to open up some shots for guys like Griffin Tippy, Mason Fry, Owen Rigg, and others. If you are Illini West, keep that ball moving on the dribble, keep it moving around. This is a solid physical team. When they're able to get the ball in the post, Southeastern has to collapse just a little bit on that defensive effort, and they find guys open. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for second half action here. It's Southeastern and Illini West live on Central Illinois Sports.
There's a road that makes all the difference between the good and the great. A road less traveled for the few who can handle the grind. One of hard work, dedication, integrity, and leadership, with a respect for heritage and tradition and a willingness to adapt. At Little Jess, we travel that road every day because we believe in that difference. And we dare our competition to try and keep up. Little Jess, serving the tri-state area since 1969.
Getting ready for second half action here tonight. Starting 5 will hit the court here for the Southeastern Suns. We'll see who steps on the court for the Illini West Chargers. It should be Illini West basketball here to open the third quarter. 19-19 our score. As we didn't have really a chance here to step away. It's just a short crew for us tonight here on Central Illinois Sports. We didn't have a chance to find out where that extra point area went, but maybe we will by the time we come back on Wednesday. Basketball gets inbounded to Niederman as we start things off here in the third quarter. Suns come out in man-to-man defense. Dietrich with the basketball, whips it down into Mudd in the corner. He's guarded by Hitz very closely. He's got to get rid of the basketball, gets it back up to Dietrich. Bergman wants it inside. He gets double-teamed, gets it tipped away from Fry. Turnover for the Chargers, and here comes the Suns. Stevens tries to get rid of it. He almost lost the basketball, and they still come up with it. Jarrett Van Beck with it, gets it back up to Stevens, now past the volleyball line. He gets it up to Rigg, 7:29 left to go here in the third. Rigg picks the basketball up at the volleyball line. Back over to Hitz on the right wing, and Southeastern will reset here. It's that same box and one. Niederman now trying to chase down Danny Stevens all night long. The sophomore chasing down the big senior standout here for the Southeastern Suns. Hits now with the basketball, guarded out a little bit extension from Reese Shoup. Stevens tries to go baseline. Nothing they want to give to him there yet, and they'll work the basketball around. 7 minutes left to go here. The Southeastern being very, very patient offensively. Rigg with it now, tries to toss it down to Fry. Fry almost didn't see it coming. Gives it back to Rigg now. Suns are overloaded on the right side. Rigg will reset again, and the crowd claps in approval at the Suns' patience. Ufk is trying to go a little direction here to Danny Stevens. Says come up through the top side of the lane, not the bottom this time. He gets double teamed now with 6:36 left to go. Stevens with the basketball getting bumped and shoved from the Illini West, and now they'll pick up the foul. Foul will go against Niederman. That's going to be his third personal, team first of the half for Illini West. Suns basketball once again as they inbound to Rigg. Rigg will throw it out over to Fry on the right side. They get it right back and whip it around the perimeter. This is Hitz guarded out by Shoup. Gets it now into Fry. Fry thought about the three, didn't like it, and now they give it to Hitz. Hitz with a nice ball fake, comes in, steps from 18 feet, nothing there, goes off the rim. Van Beck tries to chase it out of bounds and almost gets it, but he'll step out of bounds, and it'll be Chargers basketball with 6:14 left to go here in the second quarter, or in the third quarter, excuse me. Tie ball game, 19 apiece here with 6:12 to go as Niederman will slowly take it across the timeline. Suns in a little bit of a matchup 2-3 here now. Fry out now guarding Shoup on the right side. Niederman goes high, can't find anything there, and a little bit of a whistle, and Dietrich got it and got bumped before they could get the shot off. That foul's going to go against Van Beck. That'll be his first, team first of the half against Southeastern. Dietrich slashed through the lane. Thought they were going to get the shot up, but he got fouled on the body contact before he could get the ball in the air. Bergman now driving in against Stevens. Gets double teamed and gets stolen away from Jarrett Van Beck. And here come the Suns. Stevens with a load of steam. He's going to go through three defenders, loses the basketball, and it gets tipped away and stolen now from Dietrich. Here come the Chargers. Dietrich trying to go coast to coast. Slips through two defenders. He gets tipped away by Hitz. And it'll go out of bounds. 5:42 left to go here in the third quarter. Chargers basketball out of bounds in front of their own cheerleading section, as they'll tip the ball into Niederman. Niederman now stop and pop at the top of the key is good for Trey. Niederman gets the tray of his own, breaks the tie. It's 22-19. Niederman knocks it down. That's his first three of the ball game. Rigg brings it across now. 5:26 left to go. Chargers break the halftime ties. They get it to Fry in the corner. Van Beck was in the post and there was nothing there. They whip it around now. Hitz gives a little hesitation, kicks it back around. Fry in the corner trying to find Stevens. He gets it in. Stevens double, triple team, gets it up off the front of the rim, no good. Gets his own rebound, goes up off the glass. Third chance for Stevens is good. He'll tip it on the third try. 2 more points for Danny Stevens. He's got 13. It's a 22-21 ball game with 5 minutes left to go here in the third. Chargers work it around now to Shoup, guarded out by Fry. 2 subs coming in for Southeastern on the next dead ball as Mudd throws up a three, no good. It's going to go off the front of the rim. Dietrich tried to save it, tried to throw it off of Stevens, no good. And they say Dietrich was going to be unestablished before he came back in, and they say he'll be out of bounds. Chargers fans don't like it. Tippy's going to come into the basketball game along with Josh Kaltenbach. Van Beck will sit down along with Hitz. It'll be Southeastern basketball out of the turnover from Illini West. 4:44 to go here in the third quarter. Rigg will bring it across now. Still the box and one. Stevens is in the post. Tippy on the side. Tippy will go baseline now. They get it into Tippy. Tippy. Griffin Tippy with a three. Up and good for Tippy. It's 24-22. Tippy with his first 3 points of the night. Gives the Suns back the lead. 4:23 left to go here in the third. Niederman with the basketball. Calls out the barking directions here as Shoup comes up with it. Tries to go baseline. Nothing there as he's guarded closely by Tippy. They work it back around to Dietrich on the left wing. Now back up to Shoup at top of the key, guarded by Kaltenbach. Takes 2 dribbles, picks it up, tries to find some hesitation. Now Suns want a double dribble out of it and don't get it. Stevens able to strip it away and he'll get fouled. Illini West players don't like it. They just got a little too much body contact there. Second foul of the quarter goes against the Chargers. Wesley Robinson will check back in. He'll sit down Niederman, who picks up his third on the play. Second team foul of the half against Illini West in the Southeastern basketball now. They bring it across. Here comes Tippy going across the baseline. Nothing there as Fry has it. Now gets it to Tippy. He'll go for 2 for 2. Nothing there. Stevens, though, gets a one-handed rebound, goes up, and it's off the rim. No good. Stevens frustrated with himself and wanted to finish that one. He'll have to get 2 points at the free throw line instead. Third foul of the half against Illini West. That one's going to go against Gannon Bergman. That'll be his first personal as Stevens goes to the free throw line. Stevens with 13 points tonight already of the Suns' 24. First one is up and good. Give him 14 here tonight. Brown County and Camp Point Central just underway. Over at the Winchester Invitational Tournament, you can watch Jack, John, and Charlie with all the action there as well. Stevens gets the second one up. It's good. Give him 15 on the evening. And now it's a 26-22 lead for Southeastern. 3:45 left to go here in the third quarter. Dietrich with the basketball, hands it off to Shoup. Cross-court pass over to Robertson. Now they work it into Mudd. Mudd is a nice basketball player. Robertson into Bergman now at the free throw line. He finds his opening. Tries to drive in, gives it to Mudd, slashing through. Mudd found it all the way. And they say that's a travel on Mudd as he took just a little bit of an extra step trying to get free. Turnover on the Chargers as Ethan Carlisle's going to check back into the basketball game. He'll sit down Mudd. The senior will take a seat, and it'll be Suns basketball. 3:28 left to go here in the third quarter. Suns work it now around as Tippy slashes around through the baseline. They try to find Stevens following him. Danny Stevens with a turnaround jumper is good. Stevens might have wanted a foul on the play, but he'll get the 2 points instead. It's 17 on the night for Stevens, 28-22. Here with 3:07 to play. Dietrich driving, goes against Tippy, and they say there'll be some body contact, and that's going to be a foul against Griffey. The sophomore picks up the foul, his first personal. Just the second against the half of Southeastern here with 3:05 left to go in the quarter. Hitz will check back in. He'll sit down Josh Kaltenbach. Suns basketball as they go to a 1-4 inbound set here. Basketball just outside their own left block. Gets it back in, quick inbounds pass to Dietrich. 3-ball on the way, no good, off the front of the rim. It's a fight for the rebound, and Hitz comes up with it. He's got to get it out of harm's way, and he does to Stevens. Stevens looking for numbers, gets it over to Tippy on the right wing. Nothing there, and they work it back up to Mason Fry. Tippy now with another 3-ball is good for Griffin Tippy. These are the shots that you expect that Southeastern bench to make. Tippy knocks down 3 more, give him 6, and it's 31-22. 2:40 left to go here in the third quarter. Running shot from Shoup is no good. Bergman's going to pick up the rebound, and there's going to be a foul on the play. It'll be out of bounds, Illini West. Third foul of the half for the Suns. Foul goes against Mason Fry. That's his third. Akers will check back in, presumably to sit down Fry. They're not going to let him back in. Or are they? Yes, they are. Akers will come back in. He'll sit down Fry, who picks up his third with 2:36 to go. It's a 9-point lead for the Southeastern Suns here. We were tied at 19 at half. Shoup now gets it down to Robertson. Wesley Robertson drives. He'll get the contact from Hitz, and Wesley Robertson will go to the free throw line, looking to cut into this Suns lead. Foul will go against Hitz. That's going to be his first personal. 4th team foul against the Suns. As Wesley Robertson goes to the free throw line looking for his first points of the game. First one's up and good for Wesley Robertson. 31-23. 8-point game, looking to make it 7. The young man knocks them both down. The freshman knocks 2 free throws down that they really needed right now, and it's 31-24. Akers with the basketball as Tippy flashes across the baseline, picks it up in the corner now, hits, nothing there. He tried to set a pick for Stevens. They cross-court pass now to Rigg, guarded by the freshman Carlisle. They kick it back now to Tippy, looking for his third, and Griffin Tippy knocks it down one more time. Get the man a heat check because he's hot. It's 34-24 on the third triple from Griffin Tippy. Carlisle now works it back over to Dietrich, guarded out by Hitz. Bergman tries to come up and set the high pick. They'll kick it back over now. Carlisle, the freshman, tries to get a 3 off the back of the iron. No good. Rebounded by Stevens. Stevens got bumped by Carlisle. No call on the plays. They say it's just 2 guys going up for the basketball. Ball will go out of bounds off of Southeastern, Illini West, and be Southeastern basketball. 1:45 to go here in the third quarter. It's been a fun one. Southeastern 34, Illini West 24. Watching it all live here on Central Illinois Sports. Tippy now trying to find Hitz inside. Bergman almost gets it. He goes out of position, and now Hitz had an open lane, but lost it as it got tipped out by Dietrich. Southeastern basketball under their own hoop as Rigg will inbound. Hits trying to get it, nothing there. They give it to Agers. Agers with a nice drive, kicks it right back out to Owen Rigg. That one falls just a little short off of Agers' hands. He'll grab it and kick it back up to Rigg. Rigg with a nice 14-foot jump shot, nothing there. Gets it back up to Hitz. He gets blocked by Wesley Robertson. Here comes Shoup. Shoup picks it up now to Dietrich. Dietrich, top of the three, key, nothing there. Stevens trying to chase it down. Dietrich gets to it first. Dietrich will drive in again under the basket, kicks it back out to Shoup now. 1:07 left to go here in the third. Shoup has to get rid of it, gets it to Dietrich. He'll give it another try. Off the rim, no good. Takes a bounce, and now Stevens will come up with it with 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Southeastern basketball to start the fourth frame unless we get a jump ball or some other change of possession. Rigg with it. Still a box in one set here all night. Wesley Robertson appears to be the man now trying to stop Stevens as Tippy goes in again. Goodness gracious, Griffin Tippy can't miss. Give him 12 on the night, and it's 37-24. Carlisle with it now, guarded out by Hitz. 25 seconds left to go. Shoup picks it up at the volleyball line. He'll have to get rid of it. Finds Carlisle over, or excuse me, that's Dietrich now working against Agers. Bergman with it out in the corner. Tries to drive baseline, nothing there. He'll pull up from 12 feet, nothing good, and here comes Stevens with 10 seconds to go. Stevens now tries to get ahead of Steve. Little Euro step, nothing there. He gets his own second shot and takes it in. Danny Stevens gets it again, and it's 39-24. Stevens has 19. A big quarter for the Suns, and they've got a 15-point lead. It's 39-24. Southeastern over Illini West. We'll come back with the fourth quarter and play-by-play.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for is to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for Cars and Strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
Mailiff Insurance and Financial Services is your trusted independent insurance company when it comes to personal and commercial insurance. We are a full-service, independent insurance and financial firm with years of combined knowledge in auto, home and life insurance, along with farm, commercial property, and general business protection services. Get unbiased and objective advice and service from the same person you got your coverage from. Give us a call in Mendon at 217-936-3333 or in Carthage at 217-357-0022 for Mailiff Insurance.
Basketball comes into play to start the fourth quarter here. It's a 39-24 lead for Augusta Southeastern over Illini West. Danny Stevens with the basketball as the Suns get the first possession of this final frame. This is Owen Rigg now with the basketball, guarded by Niederman out past the volleyball line. Gets it over to Griffin Tippy. He's had a big night now, 4 triples for the man wearing number 0. Stevens now with it at the top of the key, guarded by Nolan Dietrich. He'll take the pick from Rigg and pull up from 3. Ball no good, but it's a rebound for Josh Kaltenbach. Kaltenbach kicks it back out to Stevens now, 7:27 left to go. It's little plays like that all of these guys for the Southeastern team make that eventually add up to a 15-point deficit sometime in the fourth quarter. Get it now to Stevens on the entry pass from Fry, and Danny Stevens takes it up off the glass for an easy 2. Make it 41-24 as Stevens now has 21 on the night. Niederman now with the basketball, guarded out by Fry. He'll get it back up now. This is Mudd. Mudd with the basketball, gets it back on the give and go, goes up against Rigg, and a nice up off the glass for Drake Mudd. Give him 2 more. It's 41-26. Mudd now has 4 points on the night. Kaltenbach now in the give and go, gets tipped away as he tried to give it back to Stevens. That's stolen from Dietrich. Here come the Chargers. Nice little pass to Bergman from Dietrich. 41-28 as Bergman gets the 2. Give him 4 points on the night on the dandy dish from Nolan Dietrich. We'll be back with a quick timeout here on Central Illinois Sports.
Your local dairy farmers remind you there are 13 ways milk can help your body. Just 1 serving of milk each day provides 25% of the body's daily needs for calcium to maintain strong bones and teeth, and 16% of your daily needs of protein to help build and repair muscle tissue. Milk, it does a body good. Get yours next summer at the Adams County Fair Milkshake Stand. Brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Need to clean up that grease trap or septic tank? Voss Pumping is the crew for you. Rusty Voss has experience pumping grease traps and septic tanks since 2001. Licensed in Illinois, call Rusty at 217-936-2520 or 217-242-7599. Voss Pumping wishes all of the teams good luck in this week's Hancock County Tournament.
Back to live action as I think we just saw Ramsey Fry scoot across the baseline here during the timeout break, the talented guard that helped lead those Suns to a super sectional appearance last year in the 1A postseason scene where they eventually lost to state runner-up Liberty in a heck of a ball game. But right now it's the Suns up 41-28, 6:20 left to go here in the fourth quarter as Riggs going to pick up the foul on the drive, and that looks like it'll go against Niederman. Niederman's going to pick up his fourth personal. And that'll be the fourth team foul against Illini West here in the third quarter. It'll be Suns basketball out of bounds. Niederman's going to take a seat. Looks like Robertson might have checked back in the basketball game. Southeastern trying to start out 1-0 in the tournament here. They've got 6 minutes to go over this pesky Illini West squad that's really caused some problems for them early in the first half. But the hot shooting hand of Griffin Tippie has helped open things up for Southeastern. Fry with the basketball, gives it to Stevens. Stevens stops and pops from the right elbow. No good. It's rebounded. Shoot went up for it. It got bumped and battled for. Kaltenbach went on the floor for it. Now Stevens gets on the floor for it, and Brett Upkus wants a timeout to stop it from being a travel. Southeastern takes the timeout. We'll take it too. 41-28, 5:33 left in the ball game. We're back in 30 seconds.
KL Real Estate is your first stop when you're looking to buy, sell, or rent your next home in Hancock County and the surrounding area. Kim Logan and her team have the experience and knowledge to empower consumers to make smart decisions about their next home purchase. Learn more online at navurealestate.com or call 319-325-3852 for KL Real Estate in Nauvoo.
Suns take the timeout to prevent the travel call from possibly being called. It'll be their basketball out of bounds underneath their own hoop here with 5:53 left to go. We remind you, Unity will take on Southeastern Wednesday night in the nightcap here. West Hancock and Illini West will duel it out in the 6 p.m. early game. We'll have it for you here live on Central Illinois Sports. Stevens goes up, gets blocked by Bergman. The body contact draws the foul. Bergman didn't like it, but Stevens is going to go to the line for 2 more shots. Foul goes against Bergman. That's his second personal of the ball game as Stevens goes to the free throw line. 21 points on the night here for Danny Stevens. Trying to add 2 more to it, and he does get the first one for point number 22. Jack Hull made us these handy-dandy stat sheets that go up to 30 points per player. Thinking in the future, if we start doing more Southeastern games, we probably need to maybe add some extra point tallies on their stat sheets because you never know where you'll put Danny Stevens on the stat sheet. He might end up with more than 30. Second one's up and good, gives Stevens 23, and that makes it 43-28. Here with 5:47 left to go on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Dietrich with the basketball, whips it over to Wesley Robertson, gets it over to Shoot now on the right wing. Chargers overloaded on the left side. They lose the basketball as Fry comes up with it. He strips it away from Shoop. It's a turnover for the Chargers. Fry's picked it up, though. He's got to get rid of it and finds Owen Rigg. Chargers having to extend a little bit. It's been a box and one all night now. They're still in that box and one, but they've got to extend a little bit to try and slow down this Suns team. Stevens goes in, gets a little bump, no contact, gets his own rebound, goes up with it again. Triple coverage, gets blocked, and they say now he'll get fouled and go to the free throw line. Stevens had to keep fighting and fighting for that ball. Couldn't get anything to go his own way, but now he gets it on the 4th try, and Stevens will go to the line here again. 6th team foul of the half against Illini West. The Suns will be in bonus for the remainder of this contest. Last foul was on Drake Mudd. That was his first, and Stevens gets his 24th point of the night at the charity stripe. Ethan Carlisle will check back in. He'll sit Mudd down. It's a 44-28 ball game. If we can get the 44 on the scoreboard, there we can. Second one up and good. Count 2 for Stevens, 45-28. He's got 25 on the night now with 5:10 left to go. Carlisle brings the ball across the time stripe. Chargers not in desperation mode yet, but they've got to start making some shots here quickly. Get the basketball now. Dietrich, a nice little fadeaway jumper, goes off the front of the rim, no good. Gets rebounded by Stevens. Line change coming up for Southeastern here on the next dead ball. It'll be Van Beck, Aiden Akers, and Jesse Johnson. Stevens drives all the way to the hoop, takes it in strong for two. And it's 47-28 as Stevens picks up his 27th point of the night. Shoot picks it up near the volleyball line. They find now Dietrich slashing through as Tippy twisted his ankle and went down for a real quick second, but Dietrich travels. Hitz will join the line change here for the Suns. Only player to stay out will be Stevens, and it'll be a full timeout coming by the way of Southeastern. 1 minute timeout, we'll take it too. 4:31 left in the ballgame, 47-28, Suns on top.
Hey guys, it's James and Todd coming at you from Jersey's here. Hey, and it is a beautiful day outside.
Catch all the action at Jersey's in Camp Point. Fresh, made-to-order sandwiches, wraps, horseshoes. Check out our brisket bacon burger, our Nashville hot chicken. Fried chicken every Thursday night. Enjoy an afternoon on the patio or catch a game on one of our 7 TVs. Queen of Hearts drawing every Wednesday at 7 o'clock.
Todd, you got some beers for us?
Hey, you know what? It's time for that segment.
We love beer!
Ice-cold draft beer, unmatched craft selection, and signature drinks. Jersey's Bar and Grill in Camp Point, your hometown sports bar.
Suns basketball coming out of the timeout now. 4:31 left to go here. In the basketball game, it's a 19-point lead for the Suns. This basketball game was tied at 19 at halftime, as Griffin Tippy found the hot hand in the third quarter, knocked down 4 triples for the Suns and helped extend things. And of course, Danny Stevens has started to take over offensively. He'll bring the basketball up against Nolan Dietrich now with 4:24 left to go here in the ball game. Kicks it back over to Hitz now. Van Beck in on the post now, guarded by Bergman. Gets it now over to Akers, over to Danny Stevens on the right wing. Nolan Dietrich trying to slow him down. Here comes Stevens in, past the double team. He'll draw the contact. Stevens will go to the free throw line for 2 more. 8th team foul of the half against, 7th, against Southeastern, or against Illini West. We'll get you through it, folks. Stevens is just really hard to stop. That's all there is to it. It's not that the Chargers are playing bad defense. It's just that when you're 6'7", 6'8", and a lot stronger than everybody else, you can drive through double teams. You can drive through triple teams. You can get the basketball up, and that's what Danny Stevens is able to do. Knocks down the first free throw. Second one up on the way. He gets it as well. Give him 29 on the night. For Danny Stevens, it's a 49-28 basketball game. 4:04 left here to go. Carlisle with it. The young freshman working it around this young lineup back on the court here for Illini West. Wesley Robertson with a nice drive. Takes it in and gets the bucket. Wesley Robertson will take it up for the 3-point play attempt as he knocks the basket down and makes it a 49-30 ball game. Robertson gets his 4th points of the night. See who the foul went on there. Looked like it was maybe potentially Hitz. It was, and now Robertson gets the 3-point play. Give him 5 points on the night. It's 49-31. 3:52 left to go here in the contest. Stevens takes it across. He'll find Akers now on the left wing, guarded by Shoup. Works the basketball around to Stevens after a pick from Jesse Johnson. Johnson now with it, gives it back to Stevens in the corner. He gets double teamed now. Stevens has got to dribble out of it, takes it baseline, goes up against triple team, and you can hear the slap from Gannon Bergman as they caught him on the wrist, and Stevens will go back to the free throw line looking for points 30 and 31 on the night here. It's team foul number 8 against Illini West. Bergman will pick up his 3rd. Stevens now with the basketball, drives in. He'll get point number 30 tonight. Stevens picked up 52 points in the championship at the Beardstown tournament against Illini West. Picks up his 2nd free throw in a row there, make it 51-31 as he's on point number 31. Still working the basketball around. Here come the Chargers. They've got some time, 51-31. They've got to make a lot of shots, though, in a hurry. Carlisle with the basketball, gives it to Shoup. He'll fire one out from about 24 feet. Nothing there. Fight for the rebound comes to the way of Aiden Akers. Looks for Hitz. Nice pass from Akers to Hitz. Hitz can't finish it. Gets it up off the bottom of the backboard. Stevens will try and reach his hands in on it, and it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow will favor Illini West. Akers was able to hit Hitz on the nice dish, but Hitz was just a little too far under the basket that time to finish it off. 3:09 left to go here in the ball game. Suns looking to pick up another win on the season. They'll take on Unity coming up at 7:30. Dietrich with a 3 ball, good for Nolan Dietrich. Knocked down a few early, knocks down another one. Give Dietrich 13 points on the night, 51-34. Suns on top with 2:50 left to go here on the Trucks LLC scoreboard. Tippy looks to check back in here on the next dead ball. Hits with the basketball. Bergman stepping out to keep him in line. Akers at the top of the key. He'll get the basketball. Stevens flashes out on the left wing. Gets it up, picked up by Dietrich. Doesn't take the pick from Akers. Stevens now gets it tipped away, and he'll get to pick up his dribble and come back with it with 2:27 to go. Finds Akers. Nice backdoor dish to Jesse Johnson. And it worked exactly how they wanted it. That's what we'll tell you as Jesse Johnson picks up his 4th points of the night. It's 53-34 on the nice dish from Aiden Akers. Bergman with the basketball working against Stevens. Nice spin move from Bergman. He'll go with the up and under and get fouled, and Bergman will go to the line for 2 on a nice little nifty spin move. 5th team foul of the half against Augusta Southeastern. First foul of the night against Aiden Akers as Bergman goes to the free throw line. He's got 4 points on the night, looking for points 5 and 6. First one's up and good. Tippy checks back in along with Kaltenbach. Line change coming in here for Illini West. That's number 12, Hayden Rankin, a junior guard, along with number 20, Steven Sparks, a sophomore. And Mudd checks back into the lineup here for Illini West with 2:11 to go. Second free throw up and good. Make it 53-36 as Rigg will check back into the ball game now. Bergman's got 6 points. And it looks like Danny Stevens' night might be done with 31 points on the board here this evening. The scoreboard has him for 29. We've got him for 31. We'll stick with what we've got. Rigg will slowly bring it across the timeline. 2 minutes left to go here in tonight's contest. Southeastern looking to pick up their first win in the Hancock County round-robin tournament. Tippy with the basketball guarded out here by Sparks. Takes a few dribbles, swings it around now to Jesse Johnson. He'll drive into the free throw line, nothing there. Goes to Kaltenbach. Kaltenbach picks 3 dribbles, nothing there either, and picks it up to Jarrett Van Beck. 1:45 left to go here. Kaltenbach with a nice 3, nothing off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Tippy though. Kaltenbach will try it again. Off the glass, and he'll wing it in there. And that'll be a stop and a change of possession arrow there. As Sparks is able to tip it up, Danny Stevens was about ready to do it. Danny was able to come off the bench. Danny wouldn't have to hop very far. Should be a change. It'll be a change of possession arrow is what it'll be on the jump ball in that play. So it'll remain Southeastern basketball here with 1:35 to go as they inbound it to Tippy. Kaltenbach swings around for it. He was the man that just put it there and lodged it in the corner on the perfectly placed shot. Now they get it to Tippy. Tippy 3 ball on the way. That's a first miss in a long time for Griffin Tippy. And now the rebound comes to the way of the sophomore, Steven Sparks. He'll get it to Mudd. Drake Mudd will bring it across the timeline with 1:15 to go. Illini West will come back with a tough contest against West Hancock coming up at 6 o'clock on Wednesday as Kaltenbach will pick up the foul. That's going to be the 6th team foul of the half against Southeastern and the first of the game against Kaltenbach. Mudd will be the inbound man right by, or now they say now it's 7 fouls. Well, we only had 6, but they've got 7, and I guess the scorebook is what we'll go by, because that's the official book of record here, as we are not. But we aren't too far off. Mudd will come to the free throw line. The senior has 4 points on the evening, looking for 5 and 6. He'll get point number 5. Makes it a 53-37 ball game. Brett Ufk is having a nice time. He's got his kid on his lap down on the bench. Second free throw up and no good as Tippy will come down with it, and the Suns looking to push for a couple of more points before this one goes away. Jesse Johnson with it. Nobody steps out to guard him. He'll go for the 3 ball. No good. Tippy with the rebound. Fights it up and a nice putback for Griffin Tippy. We really like this kid. Griffin Tippy puts it in. Give him 14 points now on the night for Griffin Tippy. Bergman with it now, and here comes Rigg. Rigg steals it away as Bergman didn't see him coming on the double team. They'll get it to Kaltenbach. 40 seconds left to go here. We'll wrap it up on the Illini, or not the Illini West, the Illini Community Hospital postgame show. Bergman with it now. Jesse Johnson taps it out of bounds with 32 seconds left. It was a tight one here in the first half. It was all Suns as Tippy started to get red hot behind the three-point line, and Danny Stevens started to take over just normally as Danny Stevens does in a lot of basketball games. 27 seconds left as he goes and tips off the hands of Roan Jackson, who's checked into the game. That's a sophomore guard here for Illini West. As we make sure we've got everybody in, and Kaltenbach will just hold on to it with 15 seconds left. Crowd hoping for him to fire one more up. He might not take it. We'll see. 10 seconds left. He's going to take one up from way downtown. Goes off the back of the iron and no good. And now Hayden Rankin will pick it up. 2 seconds, 1 second. Rankin will let it go, and that's going to be the ball game. Your final score as we reach the Illini West, or Illini Community Hospital post-game show. The Southeastern Suns defeat the Illini West Chargers 55-37. We'll come back with some final scoring and more here in 2 minutes.
This is Alexis, nurse practitioner.
This is Dr. John Olson. He is the best neurosurgeon.
Well, I paid her to say that.
However.
Many of the patients that Alexis sees, we talk about that day, and we're able to collaborate real time on the patients.
Having another provider that's not a surgeon work with the surgeon, I think you get the best of both worlds. If you have any neck or back pain, come see us in the Spine Center.
Hey, Dad. We're going for a run.
Well, just be careful. Make sure you're not running alone.
Another virus was blocked? Are you doing an online quiz?
This one's going to tell me my IQ.
All these quizzes are for is to get your passwords for everything. How do you not know that? How long have you been doing these quizzes for?
How old are you?
11?
11 years.
How do you not know how old I am? All right, well, we're going to go for a run and watch for cars and strangers, and you change all your passwords so your identity isn't wiped out.
Bit dramatic. Really like to know my IQ, though.
Reach the Illini Community Hospital postgame show where the Southeastern Suns are a 55-37 winner. Illini Community Hospital serving the community since 1942 with excellent healthcare services, primary and specialty care to emergency medicine and more. Illini, a part of the Blessing Health System, is here to serve you and your family. Learn more about their services at IlliniHospital.org. We were tied at 19 here tonight. And then Griffin Tippy got hot and Danny Stevens took over. And the next thing you know, it's a Suns win, 55-37. Let's break down the scoring here. First for the Illini West Chargers. Mudd finishes up the night with 5 points. Dietrich finished up with 13. He knocked down a couple of 3 triples tonight. Shoup finished up with 2. Niederman finished up with 3 points. Wesley Robertson finished up with 5. And Bergman finished up with 6 points on the night for the Illini West Chargers. For the Southeastern Suns, Griffin Tippy finishes up with 14 points. Jesse Johnson with 4. Danny Stevens finishes up with 31 points tonight. Mason Fry finishes up with 2. Aiden Akers with 5. And Josh Kaltenbach knocked down a 3-pointer for his 3 points on the evening. We will be back here Wednesday night as West Hancock will face off with Illini West at 6 o'clock. Unity Mustangs will take on the Southeastern Suns here on the nightcap at 7:30. We remind you, Brown County and Central are early in the third quarter here at the Winchester Invitational Tournament after a very exciting first quarterfinal. They're going at it here on the second quarterfinal. Central up 22-13. You can watch the remainder of that contest here live on our Central Illinois Sports channel as well. Just back out and find it and watch the rest of the WIT here tonight. They'll be back for 3 more tomorrow at the Winchester Invitational Tournament. We'll be back on Wednesday and Friday here at Augusta. Charlie and myself will be at Pittsfield Thursday night for the Pittsfield versus Rushville Industry game, while John, Jack, and the gang are at Winchester for 3 more. Folks, we thank you for spending your hard-earned time with us here tonight at Augusta High School for the Hancock County Tournament. We'll see you back here on Wednesday night. For Gavin Hilgenbrink, one in the camera and the technical particulars tonight, my name is Brian Shoemaker. We'll see you back here on Wednesday night. This has been a Central Illinois Sports